Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of From the Desk of Dr. Ron. I want to thank you all for coming out and listening to what I got to say each and every Saturday at 12 noon. It is a pleasure and a joy to share from the desk of Dr. Ron. Before I get started today, I always want to give a shout out to my mentor and my spiritual leader, Dr. Hunt. He has been with me 30 plus years. And always, there is never a time that I do not shout him out because he has been such a motivation and such an inspiration for me in my life and me and my family. And I appreciate him. So I always shout him out. So if you ever get tired of it, you know not to come in on this part of the show because I'm going to always lift him up and shout him out every chance I get. 30 years is a long time to be with somebody, and he has been an encouragement all of this time. So if you don't have a leader, get you one. If you don't have a spiritual leader, get you one. And then pray for them. Pray for them like they pray for you. All right. Well, as you can see, I've got a very interesting topic for today. Police brutality. What are the police really afraid of? And it's interesting that over the last week, in the news, we have seen how the police have overreacted again. Police are supposed to be the servers of the public to keep the peace and to serve and protect. And over the decades, and I'm saying decades because I'm about to give you a history lesson to go along with this topic, that police have been undercover racists. They have been undercover because people that have joined the police force have had issues with some of the public that they serve. And it has never been fully rooted out and stopped. So going back to the 60s, the police were so violent and so bitter and cruel towards people of color, whether it be blacks, African Americans, coloreds, whatever they go by or whatever you go by or went by during that time. The police sought you out with an intent of doing bodily harm and or incarcerating and or doing things to you that they do not do to other races or other Europeans. I'll say it like that. So the police have had a history of doing these type of things for a very, very long time. Back in the 60s and the 50s, when they used to have peaceful protests, marches, that people were nonviolent and they just wanted to be heard and wanted to have their voices heard so that people would seriously take their concerns into consideration. And the police would attack them with water hoses with thousands of pounds of pressure or hundreds of pounds of pressure, enough to hurt someone. They would sick dogs on them. They would beat them with their batons. Now, these are innocent, defenseless people that were marching for rights. And on this week, I observed there were peaceful protests in Akron, Ohio, with similar type situations where the police attacked people and beat them once they were handcuffed, and attacked them and handcuffed them for being a part of the protest. So you can't help but call a racist when you see it. That's racist behavior. to attack an innocent person and beat them while they're in handcuffs. Well, the reason why the protest was taking place in the first place, because they had a young man that was shot 60 times running away from the police. 60 times. There were 90 shots fired. 60 of them hit the young man. And the young man did not have a weapon on him at the time they shot him. Now, you would think that the police would have been trained how to subdue one man, one boy, one black boy that was afraid and was running. They should have been trained on how to subdue this young man without shooting him. So the desire in the police's heart to want to do harm to people of color is something that we need to address. I've spoken many times on many shows about justice reform, retraining the police, trying to root out all of the fear factor that they have for people of color. And we hear stories of police being attacked. We hear stories of police being attacked. Well, those stories, are true. If you kill one policeman, the police try to kill 10 black people. So it's a back and forth thing. And police have been attacking and killing, and the public is sick and tired of it and fed up. And there are some people that will fight you on the same battlefield that you started. So when you start a race riot and you use the police to be your weapons of mass destruction, then some people are like, look, we can hit them back. We can attack them back. There are some innocent people that are being killed on both sides. But there are some people that shouldn't have been on the police force in the first place and are equally just as dangerous, and they walk around with a gun in a bag talking about, I'm the police. So brutality, police brutality has been going on for a very long time. And they have not changed the mentality or the ideology of the police. Kill as many blacks as you can in a shift. You stop as many blacks as you can because they're black. Guilty while driving black, have not committed a crime, but you find yourself in a situation like a criminal. I was looking at several social media posts where people are being stopped for useless, or not useless, but senseless, situations. Driving with no seatbelt, headlights not on, probable cause the police have to stop you and escalate a situation to a violent situation where they get to handcuff you and beat you down and then take you back to the police station and say, oh, well, I guess we made a mistake. But that doesn't stop the bloodshed that just took place by your hand or your escalated situation because it was a black person. What are you afraid of, police? You're supposed to be the ones to keep the peace. You're the ones that are supposed to make the public feel safe. And when the public does not feel safe by police officers that are doing things, 60 bullets in a young man, and they don't like it and they let you know they don't like it, then you're going to rise up and beat the crowd? Police brutality is something that America needs to face and deal with. America, you got blood on your hands. And the people that you are assigning to keep the peace, to make sure that things don't escalate and get out of control, are the ones that's escalating and causing things to get out of control. Now, I don't advocate going out attacking police. No, I do not. But I'm also going to say to the police that you have nothing to fear but fear itself. And stop attacking people in the way that causes the public to have unrest. It would not have been a protest if the police brutality had not been there. That was a murder. That was a homicide. That was a lynching. 90 bullets, 60 of them found its mark. Many of them hit his feet. He was already down and out. Officers reloaded and kept firing. Unnecessary. Those are the kind of things that will escalate a race riot. Those are the kind of things that will escalate public unrest. And every time people see it, they need to protest. They need to get those police off the force. And anybody else that's walking around with a chip on his shoulder that wants to do something harmful towards black people. So that's the history lesson for today. Police brutality is nothing new. And we need to deal with, we pay the salaries of the police. We need to deal with facing our governments and our public officials and changing the protocol. You know, I'm not against defunding the police at all. We need a body of people whose job is to help and to serve everybody, okay? I look at a situation on this week that I've got to mention. There was a young European, 20 years old, went on a roof and shot and killed 7 or 8 people and wounded many others. When they took that young man into custody, there was not a shot fired. They took into the consideration that he was a young European, and they did not arrest him or brutalize him in any way. They did the same thing with the young European man that killed black people in a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. So based on what my eyes have seen, and I'm not going by what anybody else has said, I'm going by what my eyes have seen. I see that the police do not treat the Europeans the same way that they treat the blacks, the colored, the African Americans. They do not treat them the same way. And in a peaceful protest, nobody was killed. In the mass murders that we're talking about, people were killed. So people need to treat everybody equally. If you're going to take the Europeans into custody safely and unharmed, you need to take the blacks and treat them the same way. So police, stop being afraid. Stop acting like you brand new. Do your job and do it right for all the people that you come in contact with. So police brutality needs to stop. We should not tolerate it another day, another minute, another second. And I'm sure as I am broadcasting right this second, some police officer is out there putting brutality on someone who does not deserve it. Everybody of color is not a criminal. Everybody that's black is not a criminal. Think about it and act accordingly. All right, well, I appreciate you guys listening to me on today. We're going to get out of here. We're not going to continue. I want to invite you guys to join me tomorrow. I will be right back here during my Black History Moment. And also on Tuesday, join me here with my show every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on YouTube. So come and check me out. Also join me each and every Thursday right here on YouTube and on Facebook on Street News Now. That's the show where 6 guys and you come together and we talk about topics of the day. So please join me there each and every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And of course, we have the show each and every Saturday from the desk of Dr. Ron. So please come back and join me next Saturday as well. So I'm going to put some information on the screen. I want to invite everybody to go over to my website ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, please browse around, check out my advertisers. Please support my advertisers. My advertisers help make it so that I can do what I do. I want to thank each and every person that have made contributions up to this point in time. Without you, it would be very difficult to do what I do. Please subscribe, like, and share. I thank you guys for coming and listening and following me. Please share with somebody. Tell somebody about what I do. I need your help. And you guys stay safe until tomorrow when we join you with another episode of Black History Moment. Take care.